What if everything you've been told about perfection is a lie? What if the very thing you strive for, the flawless image of yourself you've been chasing, is not only unattainable but a hindrance to your true potential? For centuries, humanity has been conditioned to pursue an ideal of perfection. Perfect bodies, perfect careers, perfect relationships. We've been sold the idea that only in perfection do we find success, fulfillment, and happiness. But what if this ideal is an illusion? What if perfection is nothing more than a mask, and behind it something far more powerful and authentic resides? Perfection is a myth, and yet we spend our lives chasing it. It's a construct designed to keep us trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and constant striving. But what if you could let go of the need to be perfect? What if your imperfections, the things you try so hard to hide, are the key to unlocking your deepest strength? In this exploration, we'll dive into the psychological layers behind the myth of perfection and discover why embracing imperfection is not only freeing, but the true path to personal growth. Through the lens of Jungian psychology, we'll confront the unconscious forces that shape our behavior, the shadow that we fear, and the archetypes that guide us. Perfectionism is not a measure of success. It is a defense mechanism that keeps you from embracing your true self. Are you ready to challenge the myth of perfection, to see the power hidden in your flaws? This is a journey into the heart of what it means to be truly human. Where does the obsession with perfection come from? How did we come to believe that flawlessness is the highest form of success? The answer lies deep within our unconscious, in the very mechanisms that shape our sense of self. From the earliest moments of our lives, we are conditioned to meet the expectations of others. As children, we learn that approval comes from meeting standards. Whether it's a parent's smile for a perfect report card or society's praise for a picture-perfect appearance, these external validations become our inner compass, guiding us through life with a singular aim to be perfect. But what we fail to realize is that this pursuit is driven by an unconscious force, the shadow, as Jung would call it. The shadow represents the repressed parts of our sikta, aspects of ourselves that we fear, that we do not want to face. And perfectionism is often a way of hiding these parts, of avoiding the uncomfortable truths about who we really are. The truth is, perfection is not natural. It is a construct imposed upon us by societal norms, media, and the expectations of others. It's a double-edged sword on one hand. It promises acceptance, success, and admiration. On the other, it leads to anxiety, burnout, and a profound sense of disconnection from our authentic selves. The more we chase perfection, the further we move away from the truth of who we are. The question is, are we willing to confront the shadow and accept our imperfections? Are we ready to stop pretending and begin the journey of true self-acceptance? What if the very things you see as your flaws, your insecurities, your vulnerabilities, your mistakes are not weaknesses at all, but the source of your greatest power? In a world obsessed with perfection, we are taught to fear our imperfections. We hide them, bury them, even try to erase them from our consciousness. But in doing so, we miss the incredible opportunity they offer us. What if, instead of running from our imperfections, we allowed them to guide us toward growth and the truth is, imperfection is not something to fear, it is something to embrace. It is in our flaws that we find our most profound opportunities for self. Perfectionism traps us in a cycle of self-criticism and unattainable expectations, whereas imperfection frees us. It allows us to show up as we truly are, vulnerable, real, and beautifully human. In Jungian psychology, the process of individuation, the journey toward becoming your true self requires the integration of both the light and the dark aspects of your psyche. Imperfection is not something to be fixed, but a part of your soul that needs to be accepted, understood, and integrated. The more we embrace our imperfections, the more we become whole. We stop hiding behind masks, stop pretending to be something we're not, and start living authentically. Imperfection is where transformation happens. It is in our mistakes that we learn the most about ourselves. In our struggles that we find our resilience. When we stop chasing perfection, we allow ourselves to take risks, to be creative, and to grow in ways we never imagined. Every imperfection becomes a stepping stone on the path to self-empowerment. Your imperfections are not barriers. They are the keys to unlocking your true potential. What if the most profound transformation in your life has been waiting for you, hidden in the imperfections you've been running from? We live in a world that tells us perfection is the ultimate goal, the standard to which we should all aspire. But in our pursuit of this impossible ideal, we overlook the immense benefits that imperfection brings to our lives. The truth is, imperfection is not only liberating, it's essential for our mental health, creativity, and growth. Perfectionism, with its constant pressure and self-judgment, fuels anxiety and stress. It leaves no room for mistakes, no space for vulnerability, and no opportunity for real, authentic connection. When we embrace our imperfections, we create the psychological space needed to heal, grow, and truly thrive. Consider how imperfection can foster self-compassion. When you accept that you are not perfect, you allow yourself the grace to make mistakes without This self-compassion leads to greater emotional resilience, less stress, and a more balanced state of mind. The more you embrace imperfection, the more you release the toxic pressure of perfectionism that clouds your judgment and undermines your well-being. But the benefits of imperfection go beyond mental health. They extend to creativity and innovation. When we let go of the rigid confines of perfection, we open the door to experimentation and risk-taking. Creativity flourishes in the spaces where imperfection exists. Think of the most revolutionary ideas in history. Many of them were born from failure, mistakes, or the willingness to embrace the unknown. Imperfection accelerates progress. By embracing imperfection, you not only give yourself permission to fail, but you also give yourself permission to innovate, to grow, and to break free from the limitations you've placed upon yourself. Perfection is a cage, but imperfection is the key to your freedom. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave a like. This will help us continue exploring these transformative ideas together. Imagine standing at the edge of a precipice where all that you've known, the pressures, the expectations, the pursuit of perfection seems to crumble away beneath you. What remains is the truth of who you are, raw and unfiltered. The question now is, will you continue to cling to the myth of perfection, or will you dare to step into the freedom of embracing your imperfections? Reclaiming your true strength starts with the choice to let go of the illusion that you need to be perfect. It requires a willingness to face the parts of yourself that you've long avoided, the shadow, the wounds, the fears, but it's in these very imperfections that your true power lies. When you stop striving for an unattainable ideal, you make space for authenticity, growth, and transformation. This is not an easy path. The world will continue to tempt you with its shiny images of flawless lives and perfect outcomes. But the strength you seek, the peace you crave, and the personal power you desire will never be found in perfection. They lie in the acceptance of your true self, flaws and all. Take a moment to reflect on the ways in which perfectionism has shaped your life. What has it cost you? How has it held you back from becoming the person you are truly meant to be? Now, imagine the life you could lead if you fully accepted your imperfections. How much lighter would you feel if you allowed yourself the freedom to be imperfect, to fail, to learn, and to grow without judgment? This is your invitation to step into the unknown, to embrace your flaws, and to reclaim the strength that lies hidden in your imperfections. The journey is not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming whole. It's about shedding the weight of unrealistic expectations and learning to love yourself as you are, imperfect and beautiful. The time has come to stop hiding behind the mask of perfection. The time has come to embrace your true strength. Are you ready to take that step? The myth of perfection has ruled your life for far too long, but now it's time to let go. Perfection, as you once believed it to be, is nothing more than a mirage, distant illusion that keeps you trapped in the cycle of self-criticism and unattainable expectations. And yet, through this journey, you have discovered something far more powerful. Your imperfections are not your weakness. They are the core of your strength, your authenticity, and your growth. What if the road to self-empowerment lies not in seeking perfection, but in embracing imperfection? What if the very cracks you've tried to hide hold the key to your transformation? The process of embracing your true self, flaws, shadows, and only leads to a life of deep connection, creativity, and fulfillment. As you stand at this threshold, ask yourself, what would happen if you allowed yourself to be perfectly imperfect? If you no longer chased an ideal, but instead accepted yourself with all your brokenness and beauty? In doing so, you would not only unlock your true potential, but begin the transformative journey towards becoming the person you were always meant to be. The myth of perfection is a lie. Your imperfections are your truth, your power, and your strength. When you choose to embrace them, you reclaim your authenticity and begin a journey of inner awakening and self-realization. If you're ready to embrace your imperfections and transform your life, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Together, we'll uncover the beauty of imperfection and start a new journey toward authentic strength.